Welcome back to another Gaming Hall episode. This is going to be October, where I show you yet again that I can't stop spending money on video games. So the first game, I'm just going to go through. I have a big stack here. So for the Switch this year, I convinced my brother-in-law like a couple weeks ago to get a Switch OLED. He had his brother down. We were visiting my family, and his brother needed to go buy a new Xbox controller because he broke his. And as we were at Walmart, I said, "Hey, Brigham, you should get a Switch OLED." And he's like, "Okay," and he bought one. So he bought the Switch, and then I was like, "Well, we need a game to play." So I bought Mario Kart 8. I finally bought it. I haven't bought the DLC maps yet. I probably will. I really like Mario Kart. It's always been a favorite one for me. And then I got a couple DS games. I got these thrifting. By the way, I got most of these thrifting. I got a fat stack of games. Every single game I'm going to show you from here on out, I got at the thrift store for really, really cheap. So I got this one. I got Are You Smarter Than Fifth Grader DS game. Got it for $2. Why? Don't know. Couldn't tell you. Just got it. And then I also got Brain Age. Same thrifting store purchase. Got this one for $2. I've never played Brain Age. Brain Age has been one of those games that I've heard of so much my entire life, and I've never played it. I probably will, though. Like, I have the, on the DS, I have one called Crossword, I believe, and it's a whole bunch of different, like, puzzle games for your brain, and I always like those. Growing up, I used to go to church, and when I was at church, my dad and I would play games all the time. We would do crosswords and all sorts of crap. So instead of learning about Jesus, I was getting big brain, I guess. I got a couple Nintendo games as well. I got Madden 01. So this is my very first blue cartridge for the Nintendo of my collection. I do not have any other blue cartridges. I've got black ones. I've got Wrestling and Turok. I've got gold ones. I've got Zelda. I've got a yellow one. I got Donkey Kong. So this is my first blue cartridge. I think I paid like $3 for this, so it was really nice. And then I got another game that I've never heard of called Revolt. I probably should put this one in and play it. The only reason I got this one, well, it was cheap, and also I'm like kind of collecting for the N64, but it has Acclaim on there, and Acclaim did Turok, and I really like Acclaim, so... Also, just a fat tip for anyone that doesn't know, if you look right here, there's an indent. And on all the authentic N64 cartridges, there's going to be an indent here of like a number. This one says 19. That's how you can tell if the cart is authentic or not. This one you can't see, but this is also a Blockbuster one, so I am probably going to be okay with that. Blockbuster. That was another reason I got this one. I thought that was kind of cool. So, yeah, those are my Nintendo pickups that I got this month. So there's that. Now we're going to move on to the... Oh, I got one more Nintendo game. I got a really dirty, gross copy of Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King for the GameCube, which I need to go clean up. I think I paid $3 for this. It's a little scratched up. I think it'll still work. I don't know why I bought this, because I own Return of the King 3 times. I own it for the Xbox, and then I think I have 2 copies for the PlayStation 2. And now I have one for the GameCube, because I'm a weirdo. I love Lord of the Rings. If you've been following our main channel and just anything that we do, I've been praising Lord of the Rings. It's literally my favorite franchise on planet Earth. And I'm going to do a video on it sometime soon. I'll probably do a rewind episode. Not probably, I am. Sometime next year, probably after we take our 2-week break in January, I want to redo the rewind intro, and then I'm going to do a really big Lord of the Rings episode, because I want to. It's okay, so now we're done with all my Nintendo pickups. Now we're on to the PlayStation 2. This first one is called Genji. Dawn of the Samurai. I know nothing about this game. Once again, it was just a pickup. By the way, all of the Xbox and PlayStation games I'm about to show you, I picked up at the same thrift store, like I went to a thrift store and it was all in the same purchase. I picked up all these games for $45. So, yeah, I got Genji Dawn of the Samurai. I don't really know anything about it. It just looked like kind of a hack and slash beat 'em up. Whenever I go thrifting, whenever I see games, I try to get games that I usually never see. Like, this is one that you hardly ever see at a thrift store. So I always try to pick them up. Stuff like, I don't know, like you'll always see like Wii Fit or Wii insert name of shovelware here. So, or sports games. Obviously those are worthless and I don't really play sports games and I don't want worthless video games. That being said, I still buy a lot of worthless video games. But, like I said, I try to pick up things that I don't see all that often. So, this next one... Oh, and I also open them up and make sure that the discs are, like, not beat to piss, too. The next one is Alvin and the Chipmunks. This is a rhythm game. Like, on the back, they've got, like... I don't know, I think it's kind of like a Guitar Hero-esque. Made for kids. I don't know why I got it. I think it was $1, so... That's why I got it. The next one I got is called Kessen. I don't know. It's a real-time strategy game. Strategy warfare. I don't really like strategy games. I've been trying to give them more of a shot. I think I'm going to play Halo Wars here soon and make that like the strategy game that I like. I played a Lord of the Rings one back in the day on the PC called... Battle for Middle-earth 2, I believe is what it was. And I remember really liking that one, so whatever. But once again, this is another one of those titles that I hardly ever see, so of course I'm going to pick it up. The next and last PlayStation 2 game that I got was called Delta Force Black Hawk Down. Once again, this is another shooter that I've never seen or heard of. But yeah, it's these random titles, especially when they're completed too, for like $2. It's like, dang, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say no to that. A lot of these games, man, I don't know if I'll ever play. I would like to. Like, I think in my head I buy games with the intentions of playing them someday. But, you know, the problem is I don't have my own place yet. I still live in an apartment, and I would like to like have a house one day and build a gaming room and set up a whole bunch of different consoles so that I'm like, okay, I want to play a game on my shelf, one of my many hundreds of games that I've never played before, and I could be like, okay, we're going to pop in Delta Force Black Hawk Down for the PlayStation 2, because why not? So, yeah, that is my PlayStation 2 pickups for the month. The next one, these are all still part of the same thrift store purchase, by the way, the one where I got them for $45. I'll just leave these in there so you can be reminded of that, I guess. The next one I got is called Worms 3D for the Xbox, and it looks like somebody spilt water all over this. But it was completed, and the disc wasn't in bad shape, so I was like, okay, I would pick it up. I've played one Worms game. I can't remember what it was. I'm assuming this one's in the same vein. But yeah, you never really see that at the thrift store. The original Xbox games, I don't see that often at thrift stores. It's usually just like 360 games and up. This haul that I did at the thrift store, I got a lot of Xbox games. Actually, I was quite surprised. My next one I got was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. This was by Neversoft, which it's like the weird eyeball. If you grew up in the early 2000s and played a Tony Hawk Pro Skater game, you know what I'm talking about. This is a black case. I don't know if this is an original Xbox case. I don't have any other black cases for the original Xbox. I would go out on a limb and say that this is a second party case. Like, maybe somebody got the cover art and they got the game and the manual, but the case they had was beat up, so they're like, let's just throw it in a new one. Because, like, I'm not seeing any official Xbox anything on here saying, like, yeah, this is an Xbox case. This could be a game that was rented out too from like a local store or whatever too. I don't really know. Like I said, I've never seen a black case before, but it's kind of cool and kind of fitting, and I'm kind of into it. The next game I got was Dead or Alive 3. I don't like fighting games. I suck at them. That's why I don't like them. Mad is bad. So, yeah, that's Dead or Alive 3. I remember seeing on, I believe it was my Halo copy, my original Xbox Halo, so Halo Combat Evolved. It had a whole bunch of advertisements in. Like, you could play a couple game demos, and then they had actual advertisements for other games in Halo. And Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball was on there, not Dead or Alive the fighting game. So it's kind of funny, but whatever. Okay, and then the last original Xbox game that I got, this one does not have a manual, and I don't really know anything about this one. This is called Thief Deadly Shadows. Like I said, I don't really know anything about this game. I think I paid $3 for it as well. So I was like, well, I've never heard of it, and once again, like I mentioned, if there's a title I see that I've never heard of, I have to buy it, because that's just what I do. So that's all of my original Xbox games. Okay, and then this last little bit here, this is going to be the last little bit of games that I bought in that same go. So I got for the 360, I got Guitar Hero 2. I believe this was one of the ones I played the most. Not for the 360. I played most of my Guitar Hero was on the PlayStation 2 with my friends. Cole being one of those friends that introduced me to it. Why did I get it on the 360? I don't know. I could not tell you. Guitar Hero 2, yeah, I don't know why I got it. I did. It was cheap. The next one I got is, and I did not know this existed. I got the Gears of War triple pack. I did not know this existed, but it is Gears 1, Gears 2, and I believe it is a DLC pack. It's Gears of War 2 All Fronts pack. I think it might just be a skin pack for Gears 2. So yeah, pick that up. It comes with 2 discs, I believe. Yeah, so here's Gears 2. There's Gears 1. I played a lot of both of these video games. I really like the Gears of War series, especially 1 and 2. I played those the absolute most. And they were tons of fun. It was like a very gritty shooter at the time where I'd never seen anything like it. Like, you could pull out your Lancer and freaking chop somebody in half. Very graphic, but yeah, I love Gears of War. It's also co-op, so I played a lot of it with my father. Okay, the next one I got is Sonic 06, or Sonic the Hedgehog. Man, does this game suck butthole. I'm playing it right now for a video I want to do. One of my end of the year videos for this year, anyway, on our main channel on RadKatz, is I'm going to do a video on Sonic 06, because I'm just continuing with doing the Sonic series, and the next one on the list is Sonic 06. And the game is broken. It is hot garbage. And yeah, it's funny, I guess, and frustrating. It's just a bad game. I gotta do some more research on Sonic the Hedgehog, because it really is just a pile of doo-doo. But it's actually, at the filming of this video, I think it's around $15 to $20 to get this on the 360. When I was trying to get it, like 2 or 3 months ago, it was $30 for the Xbox 360. So I bought it brand new, sealed, on the PS3 for $20, which I opened and am now playing that version to do the review on. So, kind of sucks, but I found this for $2, and I'm like, hey, I'll buy a second iteration of a crappy game on another console, because why not? I freaking double buy all the freaking time, so. Next one I got is Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. I love Plants vs. Zombies. I played a lot of the mobile version, and then I came to Xbox 360, and I played a lot on there. I never played Garden Warfare, though. We had a friend who loved Garden Warfare, and he swore up and down by it, but we never played it. Camera's not focusing. I believe it's like Like, you get a hero and you just go around shooting things. I think it's like a third-person shooter, so. Oh, excuse me. Okay, and then the last 360 game, and the only reason I bought this was because I played a lot of this growing up, and I have some nostalgia for it, is Kung Fu Panda. So this is the first copy that I've ever seen that was not in a combo pack with Lego Indiana Jones. So growing up, and next year I'm going to do a rewind episode on the Xbox 360, but growing up, my dad bought me an Xbox 360 for Christmas, and it got the Red Ring of Death. So then he bought a new one, and that one got the Red Ring of Death. So my dad learned how to fix the Red Ring of Death by essentially you had to resolder the board back together. Like one of the chips would get overheated and come loose. So he would solder it back together, and then he would modify the fan to make it so the fan works. Because the fan on stock Xbox 360s, they weren't good enough. There's just, the airflow was terrible. The fans weren't pushing enough air. So anyway, fast forward, my dad started buying and fixing lots of Xboxes. So we had mountains of Xbox 360s at our house at one point. He was buying and selling them, and he would always buy them, and it's like they would always come with Lego Indiana Jones and Kung Fu Panda. It was a combo pack though. So the fact that I saw this Kung Fu Panda by itself, I was like, well, I gotta get that. That's nostalgic for me. I've played this game a whole bunch. I've beaten it. My sister's played it a whole bunch. One of my sisters, my younger sister, I think she got most of the achievements on them. Some of the achievements are so unfair, though. There's one where it's beat the game without dying, and then there's an even harder one where it's beat the game without taking any hits. Yeah, nobody's doing that, so whatever. Anyway, that's the only reason I bought that one, and it was also, once again, like $2, so. Okay, and then rounding out here at the very end, the last little bit of games I got was for the Wii. I have recently gotten into collecting for the Wii. I love collecting for the Wii. The Wii's got a lot of garbage on there. The Wii's got a lot of things I've never heard of. And it's got a lot of good things too. So the first one I got, which this is not its actual case. This is Link's Crossbow Training. And I believe it has the manual. It's got a receipt too. Yeah, it does have the manual. Oh my god. Yeah, it does have the manual. But I believe that Link's Crossbow Training came in a similar sleeve like Wii Sports, where it's just a little cardboard sleeve. Or maybe it came bundled with the actual accessory crossbow thing that you would buy. But this I found in has an actual case, which is... This is kind of lame. And kind of sucks. But, like, it's in a case, so that's pretty cool. The disc was in good condition, too, so I was like, yeah, well, I'll do it. The next thing that I got, and this is a game I already have, but I did not have the case. This is Mario Super Strikers Charged. I love this game so much. It was so much fun playing it. I played it with my friends. My friend's copy, I believe, is the one that I actually still have. I don't think he cares. It's been probably 15 years. Well, it can't be that long. What was this, 2009, 2008? I don't know. Anyway, I have his copy, so I have two now. I'll probably sell one of them and just keep this one. No reason to have two copies of it. So, yeah, I love Super Strikers. It's a lot of fun. The next game I got this one for really cheap, too. I mean, it's a cheap game in general, but I got Wii Play. So this is my first copy of Wii Play that I actually own. Why did I get it? It's cheap. I played it a lot with my cousins growing up, so it's the only reason I got it now. And then the next one I got is another Worms game. I got Worms Space Oddity. Once again, like I said, I've played a couple Worms games. I don't know which ones I've played. I just know I've played them. So I got this one. I think I got it for cheap. And once again, this is another title that, like, when I go thrifting, I never really see any of these weird, obscure ones. So that's why I pick them up. But then the last one I got, never heard of, once again. I think it might just be like an on-rail shooter thing. I got I keep bumping that, sorry. I got Heat Seeker for the Wii. I don't know anything about it. It was like $2. I saw it, and I'm like, dang, never heard of this one. I like spending money. Let's do it. And I think that's kind of like a problem I have when it comes to collecting, is I've got just holes in my pocket for money just burning in it. And I'm like, well, whenever I see games, especially ones like this, like for the Wii, where it's like, they're $2, they're $2 and $3. Like, I'm buying brand new games for $60, and now they're charging $70 for a brand new game. So when I can pick up a whole bunch of games like this at the thrift store, it's really nice. Like I said, I got all of these at one go at a thrift store. I think I paid $3 each for these, and then this was my $45 haul the last time I just went. So like, I think it was on Friday I went, and I got all these for $45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I got 14 games for $45. And I know that I think the most expensive ones, Sonic the Hedgehog, I think goes for like $20. And I think this Lord of the Rings one goes for like 15 maybe. So right there I could make most of my money back if I wanted to sell them. But I don't want to. I want to keep this stuff for my collection, which is really why I do this, because I just have so much fun collecting for this stuff. Like, it's fun getting games and putting them on my shelf. And I mean, I do play some of them, and I would like to get around to playing them all someday, but at this point in time, I'm buying more games than I could ever play them. Oops.